Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kelly, and in today's video, we're doing another pick a card reading. Today, we're asking Spirit all about, do they miss you or have they moved on? All of my pick a card readings are timeless, so whenever you come upon this video, a message will be ready for you. Before we begin, please give me a big like down below and subscribe to my channel for more pick a card tarot readings just like this one. If you're new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. These are the 4 piles that you can choose from. This is pile 1 with the red agate. This is pile 2 with the blue spot Jasper. This is pile 3 with the yellow jade. And this is pile 4 with the green agate. I'll give you some time to start meditating on the cards and choose a pile that you feel the most drawn to. Please use your intuition when choosing your pile, and if you feel drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch multiple piles. There may be more than one message in this video for you today. After you're done deciding, scroll down to the description box or the pinned comment and click on the timestamp to skip to your reading. Tarot is an intuitive and insightful way to read the current energies surrounding a situation. If you ever hear something you do not like in a reading, please don't give up or get discouraged. Remember that you have 100% free will over your life and you can change the course of direction at any time. My intention with these readings is to help gently guide you to a better path for your mind, heart, and soul. So never get discouraged about what you may hear because it may end up being the activation you need to change course. With that being said, I'll give you some time to start meditating on the cards. You can close your eyes and hover your hands over the screen to see if you feel any sensations over a certain pile, or you can simply meditate on the cards and choose a pile based off of your gut feeling. Hi, pile 1. Sorry, this is editing Kelly coming in. I accidentally filmed the entire pile with this red carnelian, but I meant to put the red agate. So if you're in your selection phase right now, I just want to add this edit in to show that I accidentally mixed these up, but it is the correct reading if you chose a red heart. Okay, enjoy your reading. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the red agate, this is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and get started with the tarot cards. We're getting the Fool. We're getting the 3 of Wands, the Lovers, ooh, the 10 of Cups, lovely, the 10 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Right off the bat, I can tell that they do miss you, and it's been quite a journey for them because it's like a lot of up and down cards here. But before we get into the tarot cards, I'd really like to talk about the red agate and why you may have been drawn to the red agate. So you may have picked the red agate because you are craving emotional safety, grounded love, and a harmonious relationship, because this stone really shows up when your heart wants to feel securely held and understood. This stone is connected to the root chakra, which is the sense of security that we have within ourselves. This is also a stone that supports emotional resilience and security, and also healthy pacing in love. The red agate is really a stone about stability, grounding, and gentle transformation. It regulates emotional intensity, helps you let go of any defensive patterns, and it even invites healthier love dynamics into your life. The zodiac signs that this stone is connected to is Aries and Virgo. Aries really gives that courage and new beginning energy into the relationship, and Virgo really gives that care and practical connection for the relationship. Overall, you may have been drawn to this because you might have had very intense, all-consuming, or even faded love in the past, or very slow, inconsistent, and unclear relationships in the past. So now you are craving that clarity, harmony, and reunion without any chaos. If we're going based on just the stone and why you were connected to the stone, this pile is already leaning towards a yes, that they miss you, and they are currently emotionally processing things rather than fully moved on. Right, now that we have gone through this stone, I'd really like to talk about the tarot cards now. We're going to start here with the Fool. So the Fool is telling me that they are thinking about you again. They are really fresh and curious about maybe a new beginning with you. They miss the lightness aspect of your relationship, the fun parts of your relationship, and even the sense of freedom that they had when you guys were together. The Fool is connected to Uranus and air energy, and it does talk about beginnings, innocence, spontaneity, a free spirit, and risk. So maybe they're starting to miss your beginning stages of knowing each other when everything was fresh and new and a lot of spontaneity was in your relationship. This whole spread honestly shows me that there is somebody here that has not fully moved on, but they are in a mature, reflective phase of growth when they are thinking about you. So yes, they miss you, but they may be slow, cautious, or overwhelmed at this time. Continuing on with the Fool card here, it feels like they are wondering and thinking, 1, should we start over? 2, can we do this better? Or 3, is there still something here? Usually the Fool card is talking about all those new beginnings. So they're definitely thinking about a new beginning with you and how they can go about that new beginning. So this is not somebody who has moved on. They're really considering a return at this time. They're really shifting from thinking to planning with this Fool card coming up, which moves us into the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands really shows me that they are thinking about the situations, surveying the situation, imagining a future, and wondering if they should be reaching out, because the Three of Wands typically talks about Sun in Aries energy. So this is a very courageous type of energy. It's talking about progress, expansion, foresight, even overseas opportunities. So maybe they went through some travels overseas, or you went to travel overseas, and that's something that they've either witnessed you doing or caused them to miss you even more because you're further away from them. So the Three of Wands, again, Sun and Aries energy, is all about that vision, that progress and action after having some initial clarity. So they may be watching you from afar, waiting for the right moment and focusing on their own self-improvement before showing up. Because this card is connected to Sun in Aries, Aries is a go-getter, an initiator. So they are not really fearful of going after what they want. They'll even be the person to raise a hand to go first. So while they are thinking about you, they are still working on their life because they know that life goes on. So this seems like a strong person that has a lot of passion in their life, and they know that there is victory at the end of a journey. So they're very determined people as well. With the Three of Wands coming up here, it's really telling me, yes, they do miss you, but they are not rushing at this time. They are strategizing because they want to move in the right direction at the right timing. So their emotions can really get pulled back into their own heart space when they think about you. So what I meant by that is, as they are going about their journey, trying to improve on their own lives, every time you come up in their minds, they do seem to be going into their heart space and their emotions. So maybe there are some people that can really override their emotions, because I noticed that with Aries a lot, where they are go-getters. So they can continue to keep going and going and going. However, sometimes when they don't take a moment to realize where they are with their emotions, they can be set back. So I feel like when they think about you, they're definitely daydreaming and set back, and that's really shown in the next 2 cards here. So let's go ahead and move on. So with this Lovers here, this person feels a deep and spiritual bond with you. This is not casual at all. So you might have been the person that got away. You might have been a very impactful person in their life. I feel like they even dream about you when they go to sleep. So it's not just daydreaming about you. I think they're actually dreaming about you as well. So the Lovers is Gemini and air energy, and it is all about alignment, life choices, mutual growth, sacred connection. So what this tells me is they are evaluating who they are at this present moment, who they want to be in love, and whether they can offer you something real. That might be the reason why you guys are not connected right now, because you felt like the relationship may have not been really going in the direction that you wanted it to go. So this is really showing me that they are longing for you. Also layered with maturity and accountability at this point, because I feel like you were telling them what you needed in a partnership, but they were not ready to meet you where you were. And now that they've had some time apart, I feel like they are starting to mature and realize that they have a part in this as well. So with this Lovers card coming up, this really screams that yes, they do miss you in a very soulful and reflective way. This is not just about nostalgia. If we were talking about nostalgia here, we'd probably see the 6 of Cups, but we don't see the 6 of Cups. We're seeing the Lovers and then, in fact, the 10 of Cups. So they really remember the vision of you, but they also remember all the costs that come with being with you, because you are somebody that required X, Y, and Z from them to be in a relationship. And because they were not delivering, I feel like you walked away. And that is exactly what I see on the cards here. And of course, I don't know, this is popping out to me, how she's just ready to walk away. So I feel like there was a moment, a breaking point, where you were not getting your needs met, you weren't getting your wants met, or maybe even a big blow up fight happened where you had to walk away. So let's go ahead and move on to the 10 of Cups. I love the 10 of Cups. It is a beautiful card. Look at like these 2 cards next to each other, to be honest. It is telling me that you were truly their version of happiness. They really replay memories that you guys have had together, and they're seeing you guys like in a flower field. I think it's like very cute. I really think that they have really fond memories of you when they think about you. So the 10 of Cups is actually talking about Mars and Pisces energy, and it talks about divine love, blissful relationships, harmony, and alignment. So I do feel like when they think about you, they feel like your love was divine, that it was very, very blissful, and there was a lot of alignment when you guys were together, but they effed it up. So with this being Mars and Pisces, it's really an ideal version and vision of family, of a home, of emotional union. So this was not just a fling. I'm not getting fling energy out of this. I really see that they imagine a long future with you. To answer your question with this one tarot card, it would be yes, again, this is another sign that they miss you very deeply, especially in the emotional safety that you brought into their life. Maybe you were really able to bring their emotions out and be nurturing for them. Maybe they didn't ever have anybody that was truly nurturing in their life, and you were able to really bring that nurturing energy, caring energy into their life, which is why they view you in such a high light and in such happy memories when it comes up. However, even though they are dreaming about you and daydreaming about you, I really see that real life is starting to weigh on them because we have the 10 of Wands coming next. The 10 of Wands is showing me that they feel really overwhelmed, potentially burnt out, and or unable to carry the connection, which is why it may have fizzled out or you're on a break at this time. So the 10 of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius energy, and it often shows up when people are dealing with either emotional burdens, life stress, responsibility, shame, or guilt. So this really gives, like they're saying, I retreated from this because I couldn't show up, not because I didn't care. And remember earlier when I was channeling into this, I really felt like you told them what you needed and wanted in a relationship, and they could not give you those needs or wants. And you were also giving a lot in the relationship, but they were not meeting you where you were. They had to pull back. And I really feel like they have not moved on. They have just pulled back due to pressure, not disinterest in you. So their next step is really all about rebuilding confidence, which we start to see here in the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles are all pages in the tarot are like the princess of the court. So the page is the prince, the knight is obviously the queen and the king. So for me, I always feel like the princess energy is a little bit of a skill building energy, innocent energy. So that it really shows me that they want to start off small, reach out slowly, and offer something real to you, because the Pentacles is all about the earth plane, material things, physical things, career, money, stability, ego, nature, foundations, even business. So it's very earthly things. So they want to show you something that is tangible here. With the Page of Pentacles being earth and earth, double earth energy here, it is talking about manifestation, skill building, effort, small steps with a big intention. So they have huge intentions for this relationship, but they need to take step-by-step actions. They are learning how to love in a healthier and more stable way. I feel like before when you guys were connected, they did love you very, very much, but it was potentially unhealthy or not very stable because it was very, very deep. The way that they look at you when they think about you is really showing me that they felt a lot of emotions for you. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's a male or female. It doesn't matter. Emotions will get the best of people. We're only human. So I really do feel like maybe it was something about the relationship before was not sustainable. But now they're learning and thinking about ways to make it more healthy and more sustainable. So to answer your question, yes, they miss you, and they are potentially going to slowly re-enter your life. They want to dip their toes in and try to see if you're feeling them too, rather than just trying to rush right in. If we were to see rushing in energy, we've got something like the 8 of Wands or one of the fire courts or even one of the air courts. The Knight of Swords is a very fast moving knight as well. We're not seeing that. We're seeing the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like they are slow and steady to come back into your life. With the tarot story ending with the Page of Pentacles, it really shows me that there was an ending. They have integrated something and now they want a new beginning. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so I love how there's a red heart here and there was also a red heart here and it's a heart on fire. So I feel like you really lit their heart on fire. Let's go ahead and see what they say. Okay, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. That is perfect for this reading. This is exactly what I was talking about and hinting at, because they felt so deeply, so passionately about you. Like they're literally thinking these things about you as they're thinking about you, a lot of emotions. They want to change. They want to deepen the relationship. And love truly does transform and change all things. When you're really in love with somebody and you lose that person, that pain is a catalyst. So I know a lot of us want to be comfortable. We want to be not in pain and have life be comfortable because we think that that is what's going to be the best for us. But actually, growth only starts with a catalyst. It's usually through pain that you transform. something happens in your life and you want to transform. So don't be scared of any pain or transformation that is going to come into your life, because you're evolving when you do so. So with this card particularly coming up, it's showing me that love is still evolving between you two, that this is not over. They have not moved on. So this relationship may deepen, mature, or even transform when you guys get back together, especially if both of you end up softening and letting down your defenses. I know that when you depart for somebody or have a break with somebody, that you have your defenses up the next time that you even talk again. So of course that makes sense, because your trust had been a bit broken and your connection itself had been a little bit broken. So of course it's okay to move cautiously. The Page of Pentacles is somebody that actually moves very slowly. So I do encourage slow movement, but I don't encourage having all these defenses up, because it's not going to actually let the relationship blossom in the way that it could if you have all your defenses up. So this is really showing me that they have not moved on, and that they are actually processing, healing, and transforming with the love for you still present in their heart. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, we're getting the Harmony card. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 is a completion number, so maybe they're completing something at this time. This woman is working on something. So I sense that this is also their energy, that they are currently working on themselves or something that they're doing. And it almost looks like it's she's cooking or making something. So I feel like they are working on something very deeply at this time. And it says harmony. As I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. I feel like when they approach you again, it's going to be with so much love and care, because they want to change things at this time. This is not something that they have thought lightly about. They have thought deeply about this and trying to bring harmony back into your relationship. Maybe towards the end of a relationship, there wasn't much harmony, maybe a lot of fights and a lot of difficult things that were going on, but at this time they do want harmony. And with this card coming up, it really tells me that I need to encourage you to stop forcing any outcomes and let harmony return naturally to the situation. You can work on yourselves separately, but just let harmony return very slowly and naturally as it is ready to come. So this person is learning that balance, surrender, and even emotional responsibility when this card comes up. So they may re-enter when things feel less heavy, more safe, more neutral, more natural, because I feel like if they enter at this time, it's going to feel forced. So I don't feel like they want to force you to make a choice or an outcome or accept their apology. So with this card coming up, it shows me that they haven't moved on. They're just waiting for their own personal emotional balance to come back into the picture. Let's go ahead and move on. We're getting focus, and it's another stormy imagery here. And we have a leopard, I believe. So with that focus card coming up, it's showing me that they're very focused on something at this time, whether that's improving themselves or even focused on how to improve this relationship. The focus card really actually shows me that they're trying to focus on what they truly want. One path, one vision of what they want, because animals, when they hunt, especially in these type of terrains, they have to be so honed in, so locked in to get that kill, to feed themselves and their families. That shows me also, I encourage you to really focus on what you truly want. Reflect the relationship that you've had in the past and the dynamics that you've had in the past. And with manifestation, as we talk about on this channel a lot, that one of the main steps of manifestation is visualization. So having that focus and honing in on that focus of what you truly want is going to be very, very important for this connection to actually blossom again. So this connection will shift naturally when somebody commits to what they want, what they're focused on, and commit to clarity instead of avoiding the situation. I do think that you're both in an avoidance energy at this time, where you're not actually talking to each other or not really deeply talking to the issues at hand. However, I do see that you guys will soon get that clarity on each side and then begin to connect again. So this card really shows me that it is not over. This is really somebody that is refocusing before taking action. Let's go ahead and move on. We're getting perform a random act of kindness. So maybe you're feeling a little bit down and out because of this situation and the falling out of this relationship. And I feel like Spirit with this card coming up is telling you to just perform some type of random act of kindness for maybe somebody on the street, maybe a stranger. And I feel like it will help bring some lightness back into your life. So with this card coming up, the kindness card, it really shows me that small acts of love really matter in your life at this time. Maybe you're not feeling very lit up at this time, and something that is going to help you feel more lit up is to do any small acts for anybody that you encounter or that is in your life at this current time. And also Potentially, this could mean that Spirit is telling you that the person that you're inquiring about may respond best to little gentle, calm signals and not pressure. Don't come in hot, asking you what's the status of this relationship, etc., just going crazy. I really think that maybe if you really needed to, I think let them come to you. But if you really feel like you needed to say something to them, maybe you can greet them happy holidays or happy birthday if their birthday is coming up, or hope you're doing well. Just some small, gentle, calm signal that can show them that you're thinking about them. But I do think that maybe just let them get their clarity and focus and come back to you. So I do see that they miss you, but they need some emotional safety to step forward at this time. They don't want to just step forward prematurely. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We're getting full moon in Cancer, and it says, let your fears dissolve. That is a very clear signal. Full moon in Cancer. Are you kidding? So Cancer rules the moon, or the moon rules over Cancer. Excuse me. And with that being said, this is a very emotional sign, and the full moon causes us to have a lot of emotions too. With that being said, I feel like they actually have a lot of fears, a lot of emotions when it comes to you. And they also feel like there's a chance that they might have blown this forever. And I'm really seeing that. So they are a little bit nervous, and they do have fears. They have insecurities, and they even put up protective shells, because Cancer is all about having that hard exterior, but inside they're super, super soft. So maybe they're putting up a hard exterior at this time, but inside they have fond feelings of you, and that they really want this to work and have harmony in the relationship. So you both may actually have fears, insecurities, and protective shells about this relationship. Because earlier I was talking about letting your defenses down. I really felt like something about the relationship has you putting up a brick wall, and they even have a brick wall around them at this time. So I feel like giving yourself enough time, maybe a whole moon cycle, which is about 28 days, to let your fears start to dissolve, let any past things about the relationship start to dissolve before you move forward is a good idea. But also with this card coming up, it's telling me to encourage you to face your fears, because facing your fears actually helps dissolve them, and acting out of fear delays the union. So you must face your fears. If you face your fears, then things will have better results. When you don't face your fears and you bear your fears inside, you may act in ways that you're not very proud of. So with this card coming up, it really does show me, yes, they do miss you, but they may be scared of that vulnerability. Cancer can be a very crybaby energy, very vulnerable, sensitive. So with that being said, they may be very sensitive, especially because this is saying full moon in Cancer. So very, very emotional, very sensitive. So both of you guys giving yourself a little bit of time to cool off and get back into a balance is a really good idea. So let's see what type of self-care you can do. So let's see. Watch a movie. So I think you got, oh, and they're cuddling a little cat, and they're all cuddled up with them. That almost looks like coffee, but I do think that what this card coming up is telling you that you need to find ways to relax. I feel maybe you've been thinking about the situation a lot, and maybe they have also been thinking about the situation a lot with all those emotions and fears potentially coming up. So shutting off your brain, watching a movie is a very good idea. So I know a lot of us are like, oh, I don't have time to sit down and watch a movie, but I really feel you need to make a little bit of time in your schedule. Cuddle with your cat, have your favorite drink, and let yourself watch a movie. How long are movies? They're 2 hours max. A lot of them are an hour and a half, so make that time. It's really going to be important for you to take care of yourself in that way. This is really showing up to tell you that taking a break is okay, and don't make this situation, this relationship, your fixation at this time, because it's not going to benefit anything. It's going to probably make you start thinking in cycles. Something is coming up right now. I'm getting a download. So we're all granted a certain amount of energy every single day. And when you're not using your energy physically, so let's say you're just couch rotting all day, of course your mind, that mental energy is going to be cycling. However, if you get your mind off of things, watching something, you have to start using your mental energy in a different way. If you notice yourself not being able to focus on the movie, for example, though, and just thinking about the relationship again and again, it's good to just get up and physically move your body. That's another way to use your energy. You're granted a certain amount of energy every day. Okay, so if you're having a couch rot day, notice how you feel really bad because your body's not moving, you're not using physical energy, you're only using mental energy. And if you're not directing that mental energy towards something, whether it is work or studying something that you enjoy or even watching something that you enjoy, then it's just going to cycle. And a lot of our thoughts are the same every single day. So just make sure that you're taking a break. This is another thing that's coming up with this. Oh, 5 and 4 is 9. So another thing that's coming up with this 9 and the completion number, because both of these 9s, is that So with that being said, it really just shows me you're going through the end of a cycle and a new cycle is probably going to be beginning soon. So let yourself feel comforted in this ending phase of this cycle. You don't need to chase, you don't need to perform, you don't need to overfixate on this situation. Just let yourself feel comforted, focus on yourself at this time, and let them move forward towards you if they miss you. And yes, they do miss you. So just give it some time. Don't rush things. Relax, watch a movie. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our last card. We're getting Camel, Patience, and Consistency. What a perfect card to end this all, because 3 plus 5 is 8 as well. So with that being said, it's just all about that patience. Consistently working on yourself is going to be really important at this time, because I feel you have been truly, honestly, probably really fixated on the situation because you love this person, right? So love is going to make us fixate on things, and that's sometimes good, but sometimes it is overdone. So with this Camel card coming up, it's really showing me that good things end up taking time. So this relationship is going to require patience, consistency, and even emotional endurance. The Camel is known to be able to wait calmly for extended periods of time, especially in challenging environments like the desert. So you might be in a challenging environment at this time with not talking to each other, but you have that patience within you to just wait this out, give yourself time. You might change your entire mind in a week. So just give yourself some time. I really see with this card coming up that they haven't moved on, but they do move slowly and with purpose. So that being said, this pile overwhelmingly does say they do miss you and they have not moved on. They still think about you. They do reflect on what has happened, and they do hold space for a potential new beginning, which we can see here in the Fool. However, they are not rushing back impulsively. They are truly working through things like emotional burdens, fear of failure, self-improvement of their own lives, and maybe potentially even other life stressors that they're focusing on at this time. So this is a connection that needs patience, maturity, and a gentle and slow re-entry into your life. They do miss you, not just in memory, but they do long for you, they have intention for you, and a vision for your future. This is not nostalgia, this is not just a phase, this is an active emotional presence evolving slowly. If they had moved on, you would see cards like 5 of Cups reversed, 6 of Swords, 8 of Cups, but you actually got the Lovers, the 10 of Cups, the Fool, 3 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So this is showing me love, longing, and renewal. They miss you, they think about you, they hope for harmony, and they want something real, but slowly. So this isn't over. This connection is undergoing alchemical transformation at this time, from burdened, fearful love to an aligned and grounded love. Healing has to happen, and love is present. So reunion is possible if you both commit to focus, emotional courage, consistency, and even gentle communication. No force, no control, no panic. So all in all, pile one, yes, they do miss you. No, they have not moved on. They are just healing, reflecting, and possibly preparing for a return, slowly and cautiously. So that's all I have for you today, pile one. What a lovely reading. I'm rooting for you. If you like this reading, make sure you give me a big like down below, and comment pile one down below to claim this reading, or just tell me what has resonated for you in this reading. I'd love to see your comments. When you interact with the reading, you pull the energy closer to you, so make sure you interact below. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new pick a card tarot readings just like this one every single week, so I hope to see you here again soon. Until next time, bye, pile one. Hi, pile two. If you chose the blue spot Jasper, this is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot cards. We're getting the Page of Cups, the Emperor, 5 of Coins, 4 of Coins, Queen of Coins, and Strength. All right, perfect. Before we get into tarot cards, I do want to talk about the blue spot Jasper and why you may have been drawn to the blue spot Jasper for this particular reading. So with the blue spot Jasper, this is telling me that you were drawn to it because you're craving an emotional calm, inner stability, and protection from any chaotic or inconsistent love, which is some things that you may have been dealing with in the past. This stone helps soothe any worry, abandonment of fear, and overthinking. The blue spot Jasper supports things like emotional resilience, inner peace, confidence, healthy boundaries, and spiritual protection. It is typically chosen by people who overgive, overanalyze, fear not being enough, or seek security in relationships. This stone is connected to the throat chakra, which is our truth and our voice, and the root chakra, which is our stability and our safety. It is also connected to Virgo and Capricorn. Virgo brings that self-improvement and worry energy. Capricorn brings that security and control. You may have been drawn to it because this connection may have triggered things like anxiety, uncertainty, mixed signals, power struggles, fear of rejection. And now you are seeking clarity, self-acceptance, emotional security, protection from repeating any painful dynamics. So if we were using the crystal to answer the title of this video, this energy leans towards someone who really struggled, retreated, and is trying to rebuild, not somebody who has fully moved on. But they are guarded, not yet healed, not over you, but closed off at this time. Now that we've talked about the blue spot Jasper, let's go ahead and talk about the tarot cards. Let's start here with the Page of Cups. Do they miss you or have they moved on? Overall, before we get into the Page of Cups, the whole spread is showing me somebody that has struggled with vulnerability, craved control, shut down emotionally, and felt unworthy or incapable of love, and is now in a self-protective mode. They have not fully moved on, but they are not emotionally available right now. They miss you in ways that are complicated, guarded, and ego-driven. Let's go card by card. The Page of Cups here is showing me that they still think about you, they do miss you, and they feel waves of that longing, that nostalgia feeling for you, because the Page of Cups is a curious type of page. They definitely have those feelings of thinking about you and missing you, especially during quiet and emotional moments. This is an immature emotional energy because it is a page. This is someone who feels deeply but doesn't know how to express it safely. They may fantasize about you, they may daydream about you, or they may rehearse conversations that they may never speak to you. Yes, they do miss you with this Page of Cups coming up, but they show it indirectly or not at all. Their heart is very, very soft, but their ego is hard at this time. I could tell that because the Emperor is here and the Emperor is connected to Aries energy. This is fiery energy, and the Emperor shows me that they shut down, acted cold, or tried to control the situation instead of feeling their feelings. The Emperor, again being related to Aries and fire energy, often protects their own heart through control, self-sufficiency, emotional detachment, and power dynamics. So they may have actually feared that vulnerability, feared any failure that might have happened in a relationship, or feared appearing weak. Yes, they do miss you with this Emperor coming up, but their desire for control of the situation is stronger than their willingness to show that they miss you. With this card coming up, it leads to possessiveness and avoidance at the same time, which leads them to being quote unquote left out in the cold because the Five of Coins is here. The Five of Coins shows me that they feel rejected, abandoned, or unworthy, even if they walked away. The Five of Coins is Mercury in Taurus energy, and it typically talks about things like financial loss, poverty, lack mindset, isolation, and worry. They might be feeling shame or fear of not being enough with this card coming up. Again, even if they are the one that walked away. So they may have avoided you because they feel like they failed you or that they couldn't measure up to what you were desiring. They haven't moved on emotionally, but they do feel disconnected and defeated about the situation. This triggers their self-protection and not pursuit. And furthermore, with the Four of Coins coming, it shows me that they are afraid to open up again. So they're really clinging to that control, that safety that they have in emotional distance, which helps them feel safe. The Four of Coins is talking about Sun in Capricorn energy. This is talking about energy of scarcity, fear of loss, emotional guarding, and a feeling of I can't afford to be vulnerable. This is somebody who wants connection but won't risk pain to get that connection. You have to be vulnerable in a human relationship, either romantic relationship, friendships or relationships, it doesn't matter. Vulnerability is a key aspect to relationships, but that can bring a lot of pain. So this person is avoiding that pain by not connecting at all. They do miss you, but right now they are completely closed, not moved on, just shut down. Their heart really wants that closeness, but their nervous system wants that safety. Their nervous system is winning over their heart at this time. Then we move on to the Queen of Coins, and this is Sagittarius and Capricorn energy. And this is talking about somebody that I sense that they admired how nurturing, stable, and generous that you were, and they missed that energy about you. The Queen of Coins is emotionally mature, practical support, and a loving leadership type of character. This is a person that provides financially, potentially representing a working parent, and again, very nurturing and practical. They see you as the grown-up, and it threatens their ego, but it comforts their heart at the same time. It's nice to have a grown-up around. When you're in a relationship that is romantic, it can threaten their ego if they feel like they are the ones that should be more grown up or showing up as the grown up. With this card coming up, it's another sign that they do miss you, and they missed how you love them, especially. They might feel like they're undeserving of that nurturing, practical care that you have given them in the past. Their heart does want to return, but pride is blocking any movement at this time. I almost never encourage my viewers to just idle and wait for somebody. I do say waiting is okay for somebody to return into your life, but not to pause your life entirely as you're waiting for somebody to make a move. Definitely going back into the self, focusing on yourself and nurturing yourself is important at this time, because pining over the situation and constantly thinking about the situation isn't going to help you or the other person. With that being said, we move on to the last card of the tarot story, which is the Strength card. The Strength card is a fire card, and it is connected to Leo energy. This is showing me they saw you as somebody that was powerful, confident, and hard to replace. They know that they could not break you. They were the ones to walk away, or you were the one to walk away. None of that was going to ever break you, which is why I ended up now saying that you shouldn't leave your life on pause and you got to keep moving forward and nurturing yourself. I do see that they see that you have good structure in your own life, that you have that fiery energy in your own life that shows that you have quiet courage, influence, magnetism, emotional sovereignty. You intimidate this person not with any type of aggression, but with your own authenticity. They do miss you. They feel you were too powerful for them. And they're having ego battles right now, and they're longing for you, but they don't know how to make that move. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. The card that we're getting here is this angel person. It almost looks like they're crying, but it might be water, and they have a heart here. It says acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So I do think that they feel certain things in this relationship are beyond their control, and you may feel certain things are beyond your control. What I'm getting right now is both of you need to accept where you are and where the relationship is at this time, and realize that you cannot control them, fix them, or force emotional availability out of them, and they cannot control, force, or fix anything out of you. This connection may require acceptance, forgiveness, and surrender, not pursuit at this time. Both of you accepting where you are at this time and where the relationship is, and continuing to focus on your own selves, your own lives, developing your individuality is important at this time. With this card coming up, it shows me they haven't moved on, but forcing them to open up is not going to work either. You got to let them come back to you at their own time if they choose to. That's the most sustainable result. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We're getting new beginnings. 44 here, 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 is the number of affinity. When you turn it on its side, it's a very karmic number. Karma can be good too, by the way. So it says, let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Okay, so maybe that's even showing that you could clean up your space or rearrange your space to get a new energy into the space, or even saging your space, clearing the space, using sound bowls. With this card coming up, it shows me there is a fresh start available between you two, but it does require courage from the both of you, not repetition of the past things that you've gone through. It requires change, and that requires courage. This is a spiritual reset happening here, not returning to any old dynamics that you may have had between you two. Energy of picking up where you left off with this new beginnings coming up. Both of you need to change to a point where you're meeting each other from almost scratch. It's almost rebuilding from scratch with brand new identities. Both people need to change. Both people need to have that new level to them for this relationship to have a new beginning. With this card coming up, it shows me that they haven't moved on, but if this returns, it must be new, not recycled. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting diligence. Oh my gosh, this is a very interesting card. So it's a bird flying in the clouds looking over like a farmland. So this is really showing me that they're looking at things from a bird's eye view, looking up at the situation, down at what has happened in the past, and trying to have changes. This is a slow, patient, and grounded rebuilding process. They know that you guys have cycled through certain things again and again before, and that is not working, and you guys keep going through cycles of being left out in the past and defending yourselves, and they don't want to do that anymore. They want to come out strong. They want you guys to have a more strong relationship. This is showing me that this connection needs time, needs healing, it needs maturity, and it needs self-work. Back to that self-work. Both people need to work on themselves. And this is not about intensity and obsession. For some reason in my mind's eye, I'm seeing a lot of cycles, and I'm seeing it's very intense. And you guys might both be very obsessed with each other, but that has not worked for you. Trying to figure out why there's so much intensity in the relationship, why there's so much obsession in the relationship is going to really help you guys. How can you approach this relationship in a more calm manner? This is important because if you guys want something sustainable and lasting, it needs to have that calm element to it. So they haven't moved on with this card coming up, but they are not ready yet. They are in repair mode. They're up in the clouds, which shows me that they're in their mind about the situation, reviewing things from a bird's eye view. Let's go ahead and move on. Embrace your inner divine goddess. So maybe you lost yourself a little bit in this relationship and you kind of stopped beautifying yourself or stopped taking care of yourself in that way. You stepped away from working out or something because of this relationship. But now that you have more free time, and we'll always want to look at the positives here, you can now re-embrace your inner divine goddess. You're being guided to embody your confidence, your sensuality, and your sovereignty at this time. Being apart is not a punishment. It is a reminder that you have yourself and that you can pour into yourself. This is another reminder that you do not need to chase. You do not need to mother them or minimize yourself. You don't need to overfunction, overgive, or anything like that, because the Queen of Coins, the shadow side of the Queen of Coins, is being overly nurturing, overly practical, overly mothering somebody. Make sure that if you're seeing the shadow side of the Queen of Coins in your energy, that you give all that energy into yourself. How much do you think you can improve? How much would your life improve if you poured all that energy into yourself? I bet it would improve a lot. This person may return when you're embodying your own magnetic feminine charm and not your caretaker side. They do miss your energy and how nurturing and caring you were, but they need you to be empowered, not shrinking yourself and trying to pour everything into the other person. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting full moon in Libra, find a balance. So that's a perfect continuation of what I was saying. You can be that nurturing person. You can be that very caring person for somebody else, as long as you're balancing with nurturing and caring for yourself. It has to be balanced. I even say that you gotta fill your cup up more than you fill up other people's cup. This is not in a selfish way, but when we keep giving and giving and giving, there's nothing left for ourselves. Finding that balance between your own needs and theirs. This situation does require diplomacy because it is Libra here. Libra is like a diplomat, literally. There could be politicians, and it requires patience and emotional intelligence here, not martyrdom. They haven't moved on, but the relationship balance needs to be achieved before anything gets reconnected here. I feel like also with the imagery of this card that you guys have gone through a long journey, a long path, because there's this very long path. There's a lot of mountains in the back. There's a human up here trying to be balanced. And it's showing me that both of you are looking at the situation from this bird's eye view, thinking about the whole journey, thinking about everything that you've put in, they've put in, thinking about how things can be better and how each person can change and find balance. It would be nice if both people found balance, because obviously this person is emotionally avoidant, and if they could open up a little bit more, it would help you. I heard if they give an inch, you are able to give an inch. It's all about that balance, and both people have to put in energy and effort. And if you're seeing that this person is shut down emotionally and not giving any effort, I would suggest that you put 110% back into yourself, focusing on your hobbies, your work, things that you have to do, focusing on yourself. This is important at this time to find that balance, or things are not going to work out. And I see themes repeating in this reading with this heart oracle here, accepting things and having that inner peace. There's no point to change things that are beyond our control. If they're feeling shut down, not able to connect with you at this time, you have to pour all that energy into yourself, because what's the point of pouring energy into something that has a wall up? You're trying to find that emotional balance within yourself as well. So let's go ahead and move on. It says connect with your womb, number 15 here. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is a very harmonious number. I think at this time, taking your attention and fixation off of the other person and focusing back into yourself and in your womb space is important. You need to do a womb space meditation. There is something going on here where it's telling you to tune into your own inner wisdom, your own creativity, and your body. Healing any potential ancestral wounds, feminine pain, or relational trauma that may be part of your path. With the path here, all these things, the relationship patterns that you see in this relationship are ancestral wounds. You have seen the women in your life give too much, give a lot, and you follow that pattern when you would benefit from stepping away, pouring into yourself. I see somebody pouring their whole life into this person, their whole devotion into this person. And at this time, focusing on your own self and realizing that if you poured into yourself, that it would be so important. And something is jumping up at me, the feminine pain. There's been a lot of pain that has come in this relationship, whether that is, I don't want to list everything that it could be, but it's giving the energy of having to focus on yourself, doing womb meditations, and you can look those up, sacral chakra meditation. I sense that some of you have lost your creative spark being in this relationship, trying to reignite that creative spark. Our womb space is our creative space. We can create a whole life from that space. It's another sign of creating from that void, creating from your space, having that femininity be restored in your own life. And femininity is a very expanding energy, a nurturing energy. We could literally create lives with our energy. So with that being said, I think that if you pour your energy back into yourself, that this is going to be important. So this comes up showing me that they haven't moved on, but you're being called into your own self-love and self-sovereignty. Not waiting around for them, not focusing on them, not fixating on them, but focusing on yourself, doing any little thing. So let's roll the dice. Let's see, maybe a zodiac sign. Gemini. So maybe communication or connecting with friends or even networking with other people will be a good thing for you. Having, something outside of this relationship that you can focus on, because I sense that a lot of your energy had gone into the relationship and it is not serving you at this time. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting Jaguar, protection and courage. Number 4 here. 4 is a very foundational number. So with this coming up, it really shows me that you're very protected, you're powerful, and you know that you're capable of facing challenges. You have been through, I just heard, you have been through a lot worse than this. This has been capturing your mind space right now, but you have been through worse and you can get through this. This is something that is setting you back at this time, but not forever. You're somebody that is totally able and capable of facing any type of challenge that comes your way. The Jaguar helps you release any fear, trust your instincts, and stand your ground. So this is talking about a fierce grace and not this passive, waiting, longing energy towards somebody else. With this card coming up, it shows me that no, they haven't moved on, but the question truly is here, will you choose yourself first? I feel like you would always put them over you and choose them over you, but at this time, Spirit is encouraging you to choose yourself first, and also potentially seeing it from an outside perspective with this bird at a high view. If you weren't in your position and your friend was in the exact situation, and your friend, your little sister, a family member, somebody that you care deeply about was in the exact situation that you're in, what would you tell them? What would you honestly tell them if you knew every detail? What would you tell them? What would you encourage them to do? Spirit is reversing that on you and telling you that anything that you would advise another is probably something very important for you to take on into your own life at this time. All in all, my lovely pile number 2s, I can tell that they have not moved on, but they aren't actively pursuing you either. They do miss you, they think of you, and they still feel connected to you, but they are emotionally guarded, they are feeling insecure, and even controlling. This person struggles with vulnerability, self-worth, fear of rejection, a scarcity mindset, and emotional risk. They end up withdrawing, protecting themselves, pretending they don't care, even when they do. They miss you, but from a distance, and with pride and fear attached as well. If a reconnection does happen, it has to be slow and balanced. It has to be reciprocal and emotionally mature. I feel like if you guys were to repeat old patterns, that you would cycle again, making sure that you review your patterns in the relationship, as well as them reviewing their patterns, can change and have a new beginning, which is shown here in the new beginnings card. All in all, they do miss you, but they don't know how to show it without feeling weak or exposed or inadequate. This is not somebody who has replaced you. This is somebody who is shutting down instead of showing up. This connection is pushing you towards your own self-empowerment, having self-worth, putting up boundaries, and feminine embodiment. Their absence is not a rejection of you. It is their own avoidance that is driven by their own insecurities. You're being guided into doing healing, leadership, and amplifying your own authenticity. Any future love, whether it's with them or someone else, is healthy, balanced, and reciprocal. Pile 2, they do miss you, they have not moved on, but they are emotionally guarded, insecure, and not ready to show up. This is not closure, it is a pause and time to focus on your own lives. Pile 2, that's all I have for you today. If you liked this reading, make sure you give me a big like down below and comment down below Pile 2 to claim this reading, or tell me down below in the comments what you resonated with. I love to see your comments, and when you interact with the reading, you bring the energy closer to you, so make sure you interact below. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new pick a card tarot readings just like this one every single week. I hope to see you here again soon. Until next time, bye Pile 2. Hi Pile 3, if you chose the yellow jade, this is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and get straight into the tarot cards. We're getting the Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, Temperance, the Lovers, okay, Divine Wisdom, and the Four of Wands. So right off the bat, I do sense that they do miss you, with some very loving cards coming up here with the Lovers. But before we talk about the tarot cards, I really do want to talk about the yellow jade and why you may have been drawn to the yellow jade. You picked the yellow jade potentially because you're craving warmth, joy, confidence in love, and a sense that your heart can feel safe and excited again in love. The yellow jade really shows up when your soul wants a happier and lighter relationship energy, not just a relationship based on survival or drama. The yellow jade is connected with things such as optimism and joy, self-worth and confidence, abundance and good fortune, emotional resilience after burnout, and it really does help you with healing from heavy or one-sided relationships. Trust that love can feel easy again, and see your relationships from a higher spiritual perspective. The chakras that the yellow jade is connected to are the solar plexus chakra, which is all about your confidence, your personal power, and your worthiness. And it's also connected to the heart chakra, which is all about warmth, generosity, and openness. The zodiac signs that this yellow jade is connected to is Leo and Sagittarius. You may have that in your chart, or they may have those signs in their chart. Leo is all about that radiance, that magnetism, that leadership and love. And Sagittarius is all about that growth, that meaning, expansion, and truth. Why were you drawn to the yellow jade? You may be drawn to the yellow jade because you are tired of carrying emotional burdens, and you are wanting clarity of, do they actually miss me, or am I holding on to some type of ghost relationship? And also that you are ready for love that is mutual, celebratory, and aligned. If we were to use the yellow jade as a crystal answer to the title, we would definitely be saying, yes, they miss you. They see you as very significant in their life and special, but you're both also going through major change and spiritual realignment at this time. I do not think that they have truly moved on with the yellow jade, but the relationship form is changing. Let's go through a summary of what I see with the tarot story here. So this spread is actually very spiritual and faded feeling, because we have Divine Wisdom, which is a special card in this deck, and there is 3 major arcanas here. So this is really showing me that it is very deep, very connected, very spiritual. We have the Lovers, Temperance, Divine Wisdom. 4 of Wands is very important too, and the 10 of Wands and the Queen of Wands is intense energy as well. So this really shows me that somebody misses you deeply, still feels that bond and attraction towards you, but they are feeling overwhelmed. They feel like they're changing, and they're feeling like they're guided into a new phase of life, so they don't know exactly how to approach you. They have not emotionally moved on. They are evolving at this time, and the connection itself is evolving with them. So let's actually go card by card and see what I see here. So with the Queen of Wands kicking this all off, they really see you as an unforgettable person. You are magnetic, you are confident, you are attractive to them, and you are very, very powerful. So they miss your presence, they miss your spark. So the Queen of Wands is Pisces and Aries energy. And this typically talks about a queen that is very courageous, confident, she's independent, she's a social butterfly, and she's very determined to get what she wants. So with all of those positive things, they feel like, I'll never meet another person like you. And they also probably think things like, they lit me up, but they also scared me with how powerful they are. So if we were using the Queen of Wands to answer the title of the video, it would be, yes, they miss you, especially your confidence, your warmth, and your fire. So their attraction to you is really strong, but there's also this weight and pressure that is coming next with the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands shows me that the connection became very heavy. They probably felt overwhelmed, burdened, or stretched too thin. So the 10 of Wands is connected to Saturn in Sagittarius energy. So this is talking about caring too much, having too much responsibility, emotional burnout. A lot of different things may have been happening. They could have taken on too much in their own personal life or in this relationship. They may have struggled to balance this relationship with you, work, family, and their own personal issues, or they could have even felt like they couldn't give you what you deserved in life. With that being said, this card, the Ten of Wands, to answer the question of do they miss you or have they moved on, I sense that they didn't move on because they felt like it was too much pressure. They still miss you, but they associate the connection with intensity and responsibility. This heaviness leads them into spiritual recalibration, which we could see here in the Temperance card. Temperance is connected to Sagittarius and fire energy, so it's showing me that they're trying to find balance, peace, and emotional sobriety around this connection. I feel they were almost love drunk around you and they're trying to get back to a balanced state. With the Temperance coming up, this is talking about things like healing, moderation, angelic guidance, reconciliation energy, and even divine timing. This person may be healing and integrating things rather than getting over you. They may be still thinking about you very deeply and not getting over you at all, but they need to reflect on what has happened and all the burdens that they carried in the relationship before they can make any type of move. They don't know for sure if they can make a move. They may be mixing their old self with their new self. They may be trying to process what happened between you. And they may even be wondering if there's a future reunion in a healthier form, because whatever that you guys were doing before was not working out. Because with the Ten of Wands coming, it talks about burden, extra responsibility, hard work, and completion. And nobody wants to describe their relationship as hard work. Obviously, they don't want to repeat any old patterns that you've had. They want it to be better. They want there to be good things between you. They want a warm, positive, fun relationship on both ends with you. That is something that's very important to them at this time. And this card heavily tells me that they haven't moved on and that they are actually in a healing and recalibration energy right now, not complete disconnection. Their inner healing actually leads them into clarity about the bond, which is the Lovers. The Lovers is Gemini energy, air energy, and this card coming up really shows me that they see you as somebody significant, soulmate level energy here. They miss the connection, not just the comfort that came with the connection. They miss the true one-on-one connection that you guys had together. The Lovers is talking about things like choice, alignment, union, sacred partnership. They may be asking things like, is this relationship still part of my path? Can we come back together as more evolved versions of ourselves? With this card coming up, it shows me that they do miss you. They feel the love, but they have not fully moved on from what you mean to them. Now we move on to personal emotion, which is this divine wisdom. It's a soul level wisdom that they're starting to develop about you. Again, divine wisdom is a special card in this tarot deck, so you're not going to see it in other tarot decks, which makes it a very rare pull for tarot readings. When this card comes up, it shows me that the connection is very spiritually loaded. There is more going on underneath the surface than either of you fully understands. You guys may be very fated, you may be soulmates, twin flames, anything like that. You have a soul contract. I feel like there's Akashic level lessons here, many past lives here, and shadow work is very necessary, as well as spiritual evolution on both ends. Essentially, this card is suggesting that you two did not meet by accident. They may feel guided, haunted, or deeply affected by knowing you. Knowing you is intense in and of itself. This is intense for anybody, to be honest. And with this being said, I feel like this relationship really activates big lessons on both ends and really big inner transformation for both of you. When the Divine Wisdom card comes up, it shows me that they have not moved on, not spiritually. You have left a permanent imprint on their path. This bond really transforms from weight to celebration though, because we have the Four of Wands ending this all off. I have high hopes for this relationship. The Four of Wands is one of my personal favorite cards in the tarot deck. It is talking about Venus in Aries energy, and it talks about things like celebration, joy, harmony, relaxation, homecoming, and freedom. Very, very beautiful things. So they remember the happy moments, the good times, that feeling of home when they're with you. I don't feel they feel at home even with their own families. They feel more at home with you, but because of the extra burdens of this relationship, maybe the pace that you guys have been moving could have been affecting them. So the pace of your growth requires them to grow to meet you where you are, right? So this is going to be burdensome for them because maybe they're not ready to see themselves and meet you at that level. So it is a difficult situation. However, they do miss that celebration and safety of your energy. The Four of Wands shows me homecoming, milestones, relationship stability, and a reunion or something to celebrate. So this can point to a future reconnection or re-meeting, healing any family themes, and even building a life that is aligned with your spiritual lessons and their spiritual lessons. So if we were using the Four of Wands to answer the title of this video, this energy strongly suggests that they have not moved on and they still imagine some form of reunion, peace, closure, or celebration with you. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Look at this beautiful card. This is a very spiritual looking card where they are definitely connected, and it's not just physical. It is obviously other element here as well. It says, wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. That's perfect. I am going to cover up the Four of Wands a bit. Maybe actually I'll put it like up here. So with that card coming up, don't rush into things, wait it out. Both of you need to focus on your own individual selves and let things unfold naturally. So this connection is in its divine timing phase. You cannot rush or force divine timing. This isn't a slam the door, shut them out forever type of energy. It is talking about pausing for both sides to mature and realign with the situation. So if we were going to use that card to answer the title of the video, it would show me that they haven't truly moved on, and the energy is saying not yet, not this. Wait for things to unfold and ripen before moving forward. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting Justice. This is connected to Libra, number 5 here, which is a creative number, a number of change and transformation. And it says, by the power of 3 by 3, Matt delivered justice to me. I do think that there had been something that requires justice in the relationship with this card coming up. Maybe one person did the other person wrong, or there's some injustices here. However, with this card coming up, balance and fairness are being restored in your relationship. This card suggests that there is karma being addressed in this relationship. There are imbalances in this relationship that are being corrected at this time. And there's also lessons around fairness, respect, and accountability that are actively unfolding in your relationship. If we were to use this card to answer the title of the video, it would really show me that they may distance themselves physically and spiritually, but spiritually, this is a very connected relationship and is not closed. I don't think you can ever sever that spiritual tie that you have with this person. They haven't fully moved on because justice, balance, and understanding are still in progress. I do sense that there had been something in the relationship that had heavy burdens on one end. Somebody might have been carrying a lot of heavy burdens and it threw the relationship off balance. And now you're trying to just both find what is fair about the relationship because nobody should be carrying all the burdens. There's very important things being addressed right now, and the person has to come to their own conclusion about it. Maybe they felt like they were acting righteously and in the right manner and justly, and they were thinking that they were fair, but now they're starting to realize that the way that they acted, the things that they said, are not fair and did not account for your feelings, your emotions, your situation. Let those things start to unfold, and let's go ahead and move on. We're getting the change card. I really like this card. It's kind of giving a fun energy. So things are going to be changing. Oh, number 5 is also about change. I think a lot of change is going to be coming soon. Matter of fact, I feel everything is shifting. You are allowed to change and they are allowed to change as well. You're both in this phase of identity shifting, life direction changes, and energy upgrades. This is actually a very positive thing and a positive card to come up. We need to be comfortable with change. I actually feel a lot of people are very uncomfortable with change and they don't like to change. They would rather stay the same. However, change is what helps us grow. This connection may not look the same in the future, but it doesn't mean that the bond is gone. You guys are changing and growing into new levels of yourselves, and that is such a positive, great thing to happen. They haven't emotionally moved on, but they and you are changing. This connection is transforming. It is not erased. Just give it some time. Let's go ahead and move forward and see what we got. It says nurture body with high vibing energy. Perfect. So I feel like maybe you guys have been not taking care of yourselves potentially because of this relationship, or because you're in a rut. I just heard a rut. So having more fruits and vegetables, a smoothie, adding that once a day to your life is going to be very important because it's going to give you the energy to keep going forward. This is really telling me that you're being asked to take care of yourself physically, not just spiritually, not just emotionally, because you're here on this video and this is a spiritual channel. So you're probably trying to take care of yourself spiritually. And I'm sure there's times where you're by yourself, you're taking care of yourself emotionally, but are you neglecting your health physically? Are you moving your body? Are you nourishing your body? That is going to be very important for you to help you get through this time. This is really suggesting that your nervous system needs some grounding. Your body is processing this love story. It's a very intense love story. And you can't put your life on pause waiting for them, not eating, not drinking. I'm seeing somebody not taking care of themselves, waiting and pining, and that's not the right energy to go about this type of situation. Whether they miss you or not, and of course they do, you're being asked to choose your health and your well-being first. When you pour into yourself, your health, your well-being, everything around you is going to improve. Whether this is talking about the relationship or just your own health improving. The vitality that you exude is going to improve if you take care of yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're getting first quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. So that's a perfect little segue into this card, because I feel like even though you're not connected right now and you might be neglecting your physical health, you can keep your heart open towards the relationship. Don't shut down. Don't become cold to love because of this one story. This is just telling you to balance between that self-protection that you have for yourself and openness of your heart, not getting rigid about your expectations of love or this relationship, and staying open to compromising, to healing, to having mutual understanding between each other. So they haven't fully moved on, but you are guided to not close your heart, whether love returns through them or through somebody new. Okay, let's move on. Number 36 movement, 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is a completion number. I think something that's going to make you feel a lot better is taking care of yourself physically. Again, I thought that you were taking care of yourself spiritually and emotionally. However, 2 cards coming up about physical movement and nurturing your body is really showing me that the number one thing that's going to help you right now is going to be taking care of yourself physically. Move your body, shift your energy, move your body in the way that you like. Whether that is yoga, it could be walking. It doesn't have to be intense workouts. Unless if you love intense workouts, then go ahead and do that. But you're transforming physically and energetically right now. Movement really helps you release any stuck emotions in your energy. It helps create space for new energy, new experiences, and it also helps align your body with the next chapter that you're stepping into. They do miss you. However, you're guided to move forward with your life rather than waiting in place. You have to move the energy. Let's go ahead and move on. We're getting Buffalo, abundance and wealth, number 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. I'm sensing that actually a lot of abundance is entering your life with or without this person. You are showing yourself that you're very self-reliant, you are supported, and abundance is around you. This connection is a bigger part of an abundance story. The relationship may have felt very loving and abundant in itself, but that is not the only part of your abundance, not the only source of love and happiness in your life. You can get love and happiness everywhere in your life if you have an abundance mindset. This Buffalo reminds you that you're not in lack. Love and opportunities and blessings are plentiful in your life and around you. You don't have to cling to any one outcome. I don't believe that this person has moved on at a soul level, but you are actually being guided into a life of abundance, where whether this connection is a chapter or your whole book, it doesn't matter, because you live in abundance. So it doesn't matter if you're connected to this person, another person, your story will keep unfolding, whether it's with this person or not. So remember that when you're moving forward, and honestly have hope, because there is so much abundance in this world. You're never in lack. So to directly answer the title to this video, pile 3, yes, they do miss you, and no, they have not fully moved on, especially spiritually and emotionally. They see you as somebody that's very significant in their life, very transformational in life. This is a soul level connection. However, they are also overwhelmed with the 10 of Wands here, and they're also healing and recalibrating with the Temperance coming up. So they're trying to change direction. They're trying to seek justice and balance and clarity with the Justice and Libra energy coming up on the table. So this is a karmic and spiritual transformation. The energy here on the table is not casual, it is not indifferent. You're encouraged to 1, keep your heart open, 2, take care of your body and your energy, 3, allow divine timing to happen, and 4, accept change rather than resisting it. They do miss you, but the universe is also asking you, how do you want to feel in love? How do you want to feel going forward? And what kind of partnership supports your joy, health, and abundance? It's important that you ask yourself those questions, because your life is your life. You're the driver of your own life. So you need to make these choices with confidence. So with that being said, yes, they do miss you, pile 3. They haven't spiritually moved on, but both of you are changing, and this connection is changing with the both of you as well. You are not meant to chase them or freeze in place. You're meant to grow. You're meant to let love meet you at your new level. This connection really woke up your power, which we can see in the Queen of Wands, and it really stretched you through burden and lessons, which we can see in the Ten of Wands and Justice here. And it also invited healing and higher wisdom, which we can see in Temperance and Divine Wisdom. And it is hinting at joy, homecoming, and a soul level closure, which is signaled here in the Four of Wands and change. So they miss you, they remember you, they haven't fully moved on, but you're being asked to move forward with your life, with faith, with health, and openness, knowing that what is truly aligned with your path will meet you on your path. Pile number 3, that's all I have for you today. I really enjoyed this reading and I'm rooting for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a big like down below. Comment down below pile 3 to claim this reading, or comment down below what you resonated with about this reading. I'd love to see your comment. When you interact with a reading, you bring the energy closer to you, so make sure you interact below. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new pick a card tarot readings just like this one every single week. So I hope to see you here again soon. Until next time, bye pile 3. Hi pile 4, if you chose the green agate heart, this is going to be your reading. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot cards. So we're getting the Two of Swords, the Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups, the World, the Nine of Wands, and also the Two of Pentacles. This is quite intense energy. Before we get into the tarot cards, I would like to talk about why you may have been drawn to the green agate. I sense that you picked the green agate heart because you're craving peace, emotional clarity, reassurance, and grounded love. The green agate supports you when you're feeling tired of overthinking, tired of the mixed signals. You want clarity, calm in relationships. The green agate is connected to emotional healing, soothing anxiety, heart-centered awareness, inner peace and balance, healthy boundaries, and releasing any old pain. It teaches you when to stay versus when to walk away, how to trust your intuition. It's connected to 2 chakras. It is connected to the heart chakra, the root chakra. It's connected to 3 zodiac signs: Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Cancer brings that emotional sensitivity, Libra will bring balance and harmony, and Capricorn brings boundaries and realism. You potentially were drawn to the green agate because something about this connection may have felt confusing, stuck, one-sided, hot and cold, or even emotionally heavy. You're craving resolution, inner peace, knowing whether to hold on or to let go. If we were going to use the green agate to answer the title of the video, it would say that the pile leans towards they have emotionally withdrawn, they still think about you. They're not over you. They might be choosing distance for their own peace. I will be diving into each tarot card. Overall, with the tarot story that I see here, the spread is showing me someone who felt stuck or conflicted. They pulled back to protect themselves. They tried to close a cycle out with the World here. They haven't fully made peace with the situation. There is a level of emotional avoidance here. It is not indifference. They didn't stop caring. They stopped being able to cope with the situation. They shut down. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot cards one by one. We have the Two of Swords here. They're feeling very conflicted, decisive, emotionally blocked about the situation. As you can see, the girl is trying to shoot an arrow. There's a blindfold. You can't shoot an arrow very accurately with a blindfold because you don't know where you're going. That is a metaphor of their feelings right now. They want to make a move. They want to change things. They're blindfolded at this time. The Two of Swords does talk about moon in Libra. Libra can be very indecisive. When your moon is in Libra, you can always be weighing up 2 options. With this card coming up, it shows me avoidance, denial, a stalemate, emotional paralysis. This person pushed down their emotions instead of facing them. This person may be avoiding you, avoiding closure, avoiding situations, avoiding decisions. This is not because they don't care. This is because they are facing something that is emotionally overwhelming. If we were to use the Two of Swords to answer the title of this video, it would show me that they haven't moved on. It's more so, I can't deal with this right now. However, a surge of emotion shows up here because we have the Ace of Cups. When they think about you, they still feel love, they feel sadness, they feel nostalgia, they feel a tenderness when they think about you. The Ace of Cups is water energy. The Ace of Cups shows us emotional truth, deep feelings, a spiritual connection, and emotional renewal. They may have felt something new or real within you that scared them. Yes, they do miss you. Yes, they do have feelings for you still. Even if they're not acting on them, even if it seems they don't have any feelings for you, they do have feelings for you. They definitely miss you. Instead of leaning in to you, they have withdrew because they seem to be an avoidant person, which is really shown here in the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups has a walking away image, and it does talk about walking away. They might have physically, emotionally, or mentally walked away from the situation at this time. The Eight of Cups is connected to Saturn and Pisces energy. This is talking about things like withdrawal, disappointment, emotional exhaustion, and even searching for peace. They didn't walk away because they didn't care. They walked away because they felt hurt, tired, or spiritually misaligned. This card often shows up when someone is thinking, this is too much, I can't do this anymore, or I need space to heal. I need space. They haven't fully moved on. They have emotionally withdrawn. It's very clear with the Eight of Cups coming up. The story doesn't end here though, because integration does follow with the World coming up. The World shows me that a chapter in your story has ended or is ending now, whether you initiated it or not. The World talks about completion, graduation, integration, lessons learned, and closure. This person may be taking time away from you to try to make peace with the ending of it. They haven't fully succeeded. I do sense that they're struggling to accept what happened, understand why it happened, feeling complete about it. So that's that energy of people feeling like they haven't really made closure with things. That's why things are left unsaid very, very long in a lot of different relationships. That's what they're struggling with at this time. I really sense that they haven't moved on yet. They are trying to. They're working towards having closure. They are not emotionally done with the situation. This healing process really is starting to test their resilience because we have the Nine of Wands next. The Nine of Wands shows me that they are very tired. They are guarded and exhausted. However, they still are very much affected by you. The Nine of Wands is connected to Moon in Sagittarius energy. They have a wounded heart at this time. There's emotional defenses happening. There's persistence and even survival instincts at play. I almost feel they're trying to hold themselves down emotionally, trying to let go of the situation. They haven't let it go. They don't trust reconnecting at this time either. It's almost like an energy of them saying, I do care. I care about you. I care about the relationship, but I can't reopen this wound at this time. It's a defense mechanism. They haven't moved on. They are protecting themselves at this time. Then it comes a juggling act with the decision making. Libra type of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if either you have Libra or they have Libra in their chart because the Two of Pentacles is here. The Two of Pentacles really shows me that they're overwhelmed, they're distracted, they're trying to manage too much. They're trying to prioritize work or life or their health, this relationship, potentially family relationships or friendships, a lot on their plate. The Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Capricorn energy. This is talking about multiple priorities, time management, and adaptability. They might be trying to prioritize things in their life. They might be trying to deal with life stress, adapting to the life stress. They may be compartmentalizing things emotionally. They could be still performing very well in work, but they don't know how to deal with the emotions of this relationship. They compartmentalize those things in their minds. They're like, okay, when I'm at work, it's work mode. When I'm thinking about this relationship, I get confused. I'm not going to make a decision. This isn't somebody who has made space for love, to be honest, because life is really demanding so much out of this person. I sense that they do miss you, but it doesn't seem like they have the time, the energy, or the emotional bandwidth to come back. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We're getting this character here. It is green. Oh my gosh, it's both green. And I feel like they're very in their heart space, but they don't know how to act. This person has a stone cold face on. Even though they have a gentle expression, it is more shut down, a bit cold. So let's go ahead and see. Look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. I really do sense this is a message for them because it seems like they are emotionally avoidant, not really examining their feelings and why they're feeling exactly how they're feeling. They don't know the root cause of their feelings. They might be in a place where they need to pause and surrender to the situation before they can understand them. With this card coming up, it really shows me that your emotions matter too in the situation. Because they're being avoidant, obviously you're gonna have emotions around that. Your emotions do matter. Maybe you're in a phase to also need to examine what's causing you to feel certain things. Instead of asking yourself, do they miss me? Ask yourself, why does this connection still hurt? What are you truly seeking when you're watching videos about this? I make relationship videos on my channel. I do always encourage the viewer to look deeply at themselves too. That's one of the main things that I talk about on my channel, the looking at yourself part. I really like this card to come up because If you're in a relationship that made you feel chaotic, looking at yourself and figuring out why you kept connecting with this type of relationship, why does this connection hurt so much, but you're still trying to connect to it, and inquiring about it is very, very important, because you might be able to get to a very root cause type of situation of why you seek relationships like this. With this coming up, it shows me that they do miss you. However, you're being asked by Spirit to examine your feelings and not chase after them and trying to figure out their feelings about you. It's very important to turn it back on yourself and try to figure out, is it more beneficial for you to move on? Why do you miss this person? What good attributes did they have? Or do you miss them out of comfort? Okay, let's go ahead and move on now. We're getting peace. Number 9. 9 is a completion number. We have the world here too, talking about completion. Bridget, goddess, in your sacred name, align within me, peace's flame. So honestly, I felt like you guys had not really felt peaceful in this relationship at all. And now you're being really encouraged to try to find peace in your life. Peace is a priority in your life, or should be a priority in your life at this time. So this connection may have been very draining, drama-filled, and emotionally turbulent. Peace really requires you to accept those things, release them, and forgive, not force. With this card coming up, it really shows me that whether they miss you or not, peace is mattering more than a reunion at this time. Trying to find peace within yourself, asking yourself if this relationship has ever made you feel peace. Let's go ahead and move on now. We're getting purification, and it's a sunflower. We love the sunflower because the sunflower always faces towards the sun. This is a sign to me that you need to face things that are bringing you light in life. Whatever brings you light in life is something that is important for you to go towards at this time. It's going to help you get recentered and regrounded. This is also telling me with the purification here that is important for you, and encouraged that you cleanse yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It's important to try to release any resentment, release any obsession, clinging, or old storylines, so you can make room for fresh energy to enter your life. With this card coming up, it shows me they haven't fully moved on, but the universe is encouraging you to release emotional clutter that is tied to them. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting believe in yourself, unleash your inner unicorn. I feel like this relationship has got you feeling a little bit chaotic and maybe even doubting yourself, but it is time to believe in yourself and time to unleash your special qualities, the strengths that God has given you. God could be anything, the universe, whatever. We're trying to make a point that every single person here has been given a gift, and you are being asked to unleash that magic within you, unleash that gift. Stop shrinking to fit into relationships that drain your light. That's a big message that I'm getting here. I feel like this relationship has drained a lot of your light, a lot of your spark. You maybe even tried to shrink how powerful you are to make the other person comfortable, not show up as maybe potentially you felt like you were the father figure or daddy in the relationship, even if you're the feminine. You didn't want that. You toned yourself down. I think Spirit at this time is telling you to continue believing in yourself, unleash that. You don't have to be super aggressive or anything like that. Having that transition period where you believe in yourself again, truly believe in yourself again. You have a lot of magic within you. With this being said, they may miss you, especially because you're a special person. However, you are being guided to reconnect with your own unique magic, not for their approval, for your own light to return to your life. Let's go ahead and move forward. We're getting new moon in Virgo. Trust all will be well. I love that. New moons are all about new beginnings. It is a time of less energy, to be honest, because the moon is not reflecting any light at the time. It is a good time to go inwards. This is showing me divine timing. Trust that things will be well, whether you're with this person or with somebody else. Let go of any type of urgency that you might be feeling. Be patient with your own healing, because when you're in a relationship that has the energy of this relationship, where it's the 8 of Cups, the World, and the 9 of Wands, that's quite intense energy, that you should focus on healing, because you went through a lot. You need to rebuild that strength that you have. I do encourage you to try to rebuild strength within your life, because I am sensing that it was draining. Regardless if they haven't fully moved on or not, nothing needs to be rushed or resolved at this time. Let it work itself out. It will truly work itself out. Time heals all. I know sometimes we're tired of hearing things like that, but truly, I mean, it came up in the cards. So let's go ahead and move on. Number 40, pleasure. 4 plus 0 is 4. It's a very grounding number. You're trying to find pleasure back into your life. Anything that brings you pleasure, if it brings you pleasure, go ahead and do it, because I feel like at this time your life has been lacking a bit of pleasure. Having pleasure added back into your life is going to be really important at this time. And that is something that's going to help you a lot get over the situation, heal from the situation, start to see your light again. doing things that are pleasurable for you. So also with this pleasure card coming up, reconnecting with your body and your joy in general. This connection may have really suppressed your pleasure, your fun, and your sensuality. Yes, they miss you. You may have brought a lot of pleasure into their life, but actually you're being encouraged and invited to reclaim your joy and your pleasure without them. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're getting turtle. I love that. I like turtles. It says endurance and resilience, number 17 here. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is a very karmic number. Can be good too. I always have to say that, but it is a karmic number. If you turn it on its side, it's the infinity sign. Maybe you guys have been connecting a lot. Maybe you guys have been connecting through many different lives or many different cycles. With this turtle card coming up, it shows me that it's really important to have slow growth in your life, not rapid growth, resilience, and wisdom. You are strong enough to survive heartbreak. Healing is going to be slow, but it is going to be deep. You're going to come out and emerge stronger at the end of this. I do sense that they haven't fully moved on. Healing does take time for both of you. Pile number 4. All in all, they do miss you. They are emotionally withdrawn. They are overwhelmed. They are protecting their peace at this time. They haven't fully moved on. They are trying to find closure, stability, and inner balance. This person may feel conflicted, which we can see here in the 2 of Pentacles, emotionally overwhelmed, which we can see in the Ace of Cups and the 9 of Wands. They also may be feeling drained by life circumstances and responsibilities, which we can see here in the 2 of Pentacles. This person is also potentially feeling like they need peace and release, which we can see in the 8 of Cups, peace and purification. I sense that they didn't walk away because they didn't care. They walked away because they couldn't handle the emotional weight anymore. This is not about indifference or apathy. This is about self-preservation. They miss you, pile number 4. They haven't fully moved on, but they need space, they need healing, they need peace. Not because the love wasn't real, but because it was starting to feel too heavy on their spirit. This connection has taught them a lot. It has taught them about boundaries, emotional maturity, acceptance, patience, self-care, surrender, inner peace. They do miss you. You're being guided towards releasing, renewing, self-love, pleasure, authentic expression, and ultimately peace, whether they return to your life or not. They are not gone. They have gone inward. They haven't fully moved on. They are moving towards healing and not towards attachment. Pile number 4, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a big like down below. And of course, comment down below pile number 4 to claim this reading, or tell me down below what you resonated with. I love to see your comments. When you interact with the reading, you bring the energy closer to you. So make sure you interact below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new pick a card tarot readings just like this one every single week. I hope to see you here again soon. Until next time, bye, pile 4.